Hello, Aeronauts. Oh, that's really weird saying that again. Hi. I've wanted to make a video for a while just to do that really cheesy "Hi, I'm back" video, and this is it. So, hi. If you've never heard of me before and this is your first video ever seeing this face, which has changed a lot over the years, I've widened a little bit, with a goal to re-find the Aeron you saw before. We'll get to that. But, hi, I'm Aeron. I work in the theatre industry. I don't think I ever got to say that before because I don't know if I was when I ended my last video. But yeah, I work in the theatrical industry as a freelance PR, social media, digital marketing, all that fun. Maybe we'll touch on that in here if people want to learn more about it with Q&As, etc. Over the past 2 years I've been working really closely with the theatre as their PR, the person behind their social accounts, and all that fun. It's been a weird ride with the pandemic, etc. But yeah, and recently I started on a new journey of being a freelancer. So working with the people I worked with before, but loads of new people. But what's great about that is that it means that I can start to revisit some of the things that I've been missing for years, which is this, and my own social accounts and everything. So I made it a mission, partly I think just to get me feeling like me again, because I don't know if anybody else has experienced this before, but sometimes when you're working a lot in the same sphere as what you do kind of as a hobby, or as another part of your life, one kind of ends up taking a backseat, and sadly like this and a lot of my own stuff waited a bit whilst I was focused on career stuff, and now it gets to come back in style. And recently in the past couple of weeks I went to see my first West End shows again. I went to see, oh one sec, I'll show something that will make it all yay. So I finally got to see, after a very long time of not seeing anything, went to see my first 3 West End shows post-lockdown. One I'd never seen before, 2 both mean something to me, so it was really lovely for them to be part of my first times back at theatre. So I went to see Frozen, Mary Poppins and Amélie. So Amélie I saw on my birthday before the pandemic because I absolutely adored this show, and so when I knew that it came back into the West End, it was kind of a mission that once everything's reopened and once I was double vaccinated, I would go and see it. And I was down for a day trip to see a bit of a new musical by the RSC for a special media event, and I booked a ticket thanks to an amazing deal on Todaytix, and I got to revisit it and it melted my heart. So this was the 3rd show that I went back to see. I'm doing this in reverse order for some weird reason. The week before that I did a double bill of Disney shows. I went to see Frozen and Mary Poppins. So I got to see my good friend Bradley, who I don't know if he ever was on this, but Bradley was a Todaytix ambassador with me years ago, and it was really nice to catch up, because obviously I haven't been in London for a period of time, so we had a nice catch up together and went to see Frozen with Bradley and his friends, and it was amazing. If anybody's unsure about whether to see Frozen or wondering what the West End show's like, I was blown away. Samantha Barks as Elsa, incredible. But it's everything you could wish for a Disney musical, which is always big, lavish, and big numbers, those powerhouse vocals that just make you go, ah. When the ensemble sang at the start, we were at the front stalls, and I was fortunate to have a centre stall seat, and just when those vocals hit, I felt the tears in my eyes, and I was like, theatre's back, yay. Because although I've been working in theatre for a long time, so over the pandemic and with everything reopening, so I've obviously been aware that theatre's back, but it was the first time that I kind of got to experience what so many people coming to shows I've worked on have been feeling, and it was just everything I could have wished for and more. And for Disney lovers, there's a Disney shop in there, which is with all the Frozen merch. I should have been wearing my new Frozen t-shirt. It will go here. It's so good. The adult merch is actually popping. I'm so happy that, because I was really nervous actually going into the Frozen store, that it would be all just for children, or, well, like, I was worried that it'd be really gendered, and it wasn't, and there were just some really awesome things that I could buy and wear and feel really comfortable and happy in. So, yay. Oh my gosh. I've still got loads of stuff in here that I've not even taken out, like a super calty. I have one from when I first watched the show, or possibly from the tour actually, but I got a new one to wear. I haven't worn it yet. I went to see Mary Poppins on my own. I saw this and Amélie on my own actually. I'm all pro for watching theatre on your own. You don't need people with you. Sometimes it's nice if it means something, and it's amazing to have that special connection with friends, but also I love watching a show on my own and I can just be embraced in my world. And sometimes actually I've had some lovely conversations with people that I've just been sitting around and got to know. The best ever was when I saw The Inheritance, and there were like powerful discussions between everybody on our row, which would have never happened if I was with someone. So don't be scared to watch a show on your own. It's fine, and you still have an incredible evening, and if anything, you feel really happy that you're treating yourself, and it's really good for like self-esteem and self-love, and very much advocate for it. I might do a video on that actually, because why not? But yeah, so it has been my mission ever since Mary Poppins was going back to the Prince Edward to see it again, and I did. Oh man, in the front stalls, and oh, I got all the feels. Mary Poppins was my first ever West End show, maybe nearly 15 years ago now, maybe a bit less than that. So fun story, I really did not like theatre growing up. Don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I was scared of loud noises. There were a lot of things. I think it was mainly loud noises, but the fear of what was going to come, and I guess my anxiety levels. And I don't think really an understanding of theatre when I was young. It took a long time for me to actually then enjoy theatre, and then I became like a theatreholic, so it was, I've had a ride to get to this point. Mary Poppins was like a massive turning point in me really, really enjoying theatre. I think it was the Disney Magic, because it was the first Disney show that I'd watched live. It was just something about the spectacle and seeing these things happen. Like, I'll never forget seeing Mary fly over the audience now. Also, it's what started my love of understudies and celebrating all people in the cast. Because my first ever West End show, our lead was an understudy, and it was Rebecca Locke, who many people now know for leading so many West End shows and being like a queen. And I later saw her actually as Mrs. Banks on tour, so I got to see her as Mary and Mrs. Banks, which is so cool. Just going back into that theatre and into that auditorium, which I've been in so many times because I saw Miss Saigon loads there and anything that's really been in that theatre, but to walk through those doors, walk down the stalls, and take a seat and watch the show that started it all really for me, just, I've never felt so revived, because recently I'd been losing my kind of drive and passion for theatre a little bit. Not that it wasn't there, but just I think when you work in the same world that you love, you sometimes need that little bit of reigniting of why you do what you do, and it did exactly that, and now I'm like, theatre! So it worked. So both of the shows that I've recently seen has turned into, it's like I'm back in this. Yeah, I don't know what this return will be, I'll be honest. I don't know. This is more just me, I think, trying to introduce me again to all of you and to myself, and to push myself to do some of the things that I loved that I've been missing for so long, and just finally like pulling up that plaster and going, go, you can do it. Around 2 or 3 years ago I left London, and I came back to the Midlands, worked a lot remotely. But yeah, I kind of left London because mental health wise I had hit the bottom floor. I started to put on weight then because I was just eating to kind of, I think, deal with how I was feeling, and I knew that I needed a restart to sort out who I was and to find myself again, and I think to sort out what I wanted to do in life and find my career, because I just didn't know what was going to happen, what was going on. And then now it's been like 2 years kind of focusing on career and crazy things that I'd have never even thought possible, but now it's finding the personal and the social side of me and bringing that back, and that's partly with this, but I just loved showing you my life and documenting and talking about my passions like theatre and Disney, and talking about LGBT plus issues, etc. So that's what this will hopefully be for again, and I really want to like document fitness journey and losing weight. So yeah, I'd like to, I mean honestly, I think as a coming back video, I'd just love to have below just any of your thoughts of what you'd like for me to cover, what you missed from the old vlogs. Did you like Aeron vlogs, so it was like a weekly debut of my life and what was going on? Because I feel like it's going to get hectic again, like it used to be. Because I mean, if I'd have vlogged for the past year, I was in my room. Nothing much was happening, I was stressed out. So, so yeah, just comment below on what you want to see, what you'd like to know. I am very cool to go with the flow on this. I'm not going to put too much pressure on how often I post, so we'll probably hopefully go for once a week, but we'll see. If more comes, more does. If less happens, less happens. But yeah, I hope you're excited to go for the ride, and if you're not already, make sure to like the video below and subscribe, and I'm back. I can't remember how I ended the videos. I'm not even going to try and pretend that I do, because I don't. I'm just going to be like, love you all, bye, bye, bye.